Alright, here's the question. How how would you deal with health problems? It says, Dear Seafood Freddy Lee, you seem passionate about the martial arts. In fact, it seems to be your total life. But things sometimes go wrong. Like, for example, some of us were healthy like you, but suddenly an illness or brain problem happens and we become disabled. We cannot control our limbs, we cannot walk, we start losing our memory. And this doesn't just happen to old people. Look at Michael J. Fox. He got Parkinson's disease since he was age 30. It can happen to anyone for no reason, at random chance, or from an accident. Some other people have or acquire some conditions similar to Tourette's syndrome. Some people acquire traumatic brain injuries from car accidents, falls, or bike accidents. How you handle life and your martial arts if you became disabled. Some of us were healthy and fit, and now without being able to move and with the medicines we gain weight too. But that's how it is. I know for you, health and fitness is a very important part of your life, and that's awesome, but things happen. How would you handle the change? So, you could, what's your feedback?
Well, my feedback on that is that I will only speak for experience when I tore my ACL. First, you gotta deal with the fact that you can't do certain things no more. You gotta find other venues to recuperate or to deal with it. I would say the first thing you gotta do is get your mind right. That's the main thing, get your mind right. And once you accept the fact that you can't do those stuff physically no more, you deal with it. You work in other senses, just like a blind person. He can't see, so imagine him going to sleep and always wake up with his eyes dark and black. So you have to work in other senses. You got to work with your hearing, you got to work with your touch, your smell. You just got to find a way to like couple with it. I mean, if you very active person and suddenly you can't walk, jump, do none of that stuff, you just got to be first thing first. Get your mind right. Accept it. Once you accept the fact that you can't do the stuff anymore, it will be a lot easier to deal with it. The one thing, if you don't accept it, you're always going to be struggling and worrying about it. It's just like another example, when you lose a loved one, like your mother or your grandmother. You don't accept it because you still love them so much, and to the point that even you're thinking that they're still alive, you know they're dead, but you can't accept it, and then you're constantly going to be struggling, you start going to be hurting. The same thing happened with me. Once again, I'm speaking for experience. I don't know everything. All I could speak is for my experience. When my mother passed away, it was a shocking thing to me because she was a healthy woman and a very strong woman. I was in denial to the point that I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to think about it. I didn't want to talk about it. I was in denial. I was constantly hurting in the inside because I couldn't explain why my heart was hurting so bad. My chest was hurting. I went to the doctor. They said nothing wrong with me, but I still have this pain. And the reason why I was having this pain is because I was in denial. I didn't want to accept the fact that she was gone. And then when it hit rock bottom for me, when I saw her in the coffin, I said, wait a minute, she actually gone. And then I started crying, and then I started feeling better. So what I'm trying to say based on the story of my life story is, if you got any physical problem due to illness, or any disease, something that you have to learn to cope with it. You have to accept it and get your mind right. That's the main thing. Once you get your mind right and accept it, you say, okay, I got this. I got to figure out a better way to deal with it. I could do other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Do other stuff to deal with it. You just can't deny it and don't accept it, because once you do that, it's going to hurt more. You're not going to progress because you're constantly going to be stuck. You got to help to deal with it, get your mind right. I said, okay, I have this problem now. I maybe can't walk. Well, let's say you can't walk. I maybe can't run. I can't jump no more. Okay, I use my hands now. I'm getting in a wheelchair. I use my hands. I still going to play basketball in the wheelchair. Get your buddies down. They're your real friends and you can't walk no more. Get me all sit in the wheelchair and play basketball with you. You deal with stuff like that. Then when the end of the day, the end of the game, everybody get out the wheelchair and they go home, and you go home in your wheelchair. You see a lot of people in the street struggling that can't walk, but that's not stopping them from doing what they got to do. They're still pushing themselves in their wheelchair, going to the store, and you see them like they're driving a car in a wheelchair. They're still using their hands. And so, but what I'm trying to say is that the first thing foremost, you got to get your mind right and accept the fact that you no longer could do those things. Okay, I know it's easy said and done, but that's the reality of life. You cannot give up. Like me, I tore my ACL. I didn't give up. I still came and trained. You know, just like for anybody at my age, they wouldn't give up and say, hey, I did it. I gave it my best shot. I trained with Seafood Freddy Lee. I checked him out. A lot of people wish they could train with him, people from other countries. I came and I trained with him. I learned what I have to learn. I hurt myself. That's it. I'm up. I'm gone. Done. But I got my mind right and I overcome that, and I'm still dealing with it for the rest of my life because I got screws in my knee, but I don't let it bother me. And I'm determined to be the best at what I could do. Even with a disability, having screws in my knee, I'm determined to be the best I could be. So I had a lot of time to think about it. So you have to get your mind right once again. Get your mind right, accept the fact that you're disabled in that area, and improve it. Don't make it be something to hold you down. You keep on ticking like the clock. That's why sometimes you see the clock keep moving. Don't care if you want the clock to stop because you're running late or you wish you could keep time. Doesn't matter. The time keep going. The same thing with life. Doesn't matter if you have a disability. Time's still moving on. So that's my philosophy that you have to get your mind right. That's my take on that. Seafood?
Separate the video.